Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fidaus bin Abdul Halim, Matric card B091810T61, and I'm going to presenting about my final year project, which is the title is Fatigue Crack Length Evaluation using the eddy current method. First of all, I want to express my gratitude to my supervisor, Puan Siti Nurbaya binti Sahadan, and my panels, Encik Muhammad Afdal bin Syamsuddin, and technologist Ahmad Nizam bin Jamaluddin, and to all of you that watching my videos. Okay, for the introduction, fatigue failure will always occur without we know, and it will occur without any signals. So we have to investigate the fatigue failure so that we can reduce the chance for the fatigue to occur. Fatigue crack have three main stages, which are fatigue initiation stage, fatigue propagation, and final rupture. The fatigue failure will always occur when there are presence of the fatigue cyclic load. When the load constantly loaded to the area, the crack will occur and the material will have the fatigue failure. So the method to investigate this failure, we need to use the NDT so that we can reduce the chance for the crack to grow further. Okay, for the problem statement, it's challenging to monitor the microstructural change, which are so tiny, so we have to select the correct NDT to evaluate it more details. For second, it is also complicated to evaluate the specimen by using the eddy current test, because the failure can be detected if the defect is parallel to the specimen. And lastly, there are not a lot of researcher is using the eddy current method to monitor the fatigue crack growth from the initial stage until the final rupture. Okay, for the objective for my thesis is to conduct fatigue test for ferromagnetic materials. Second is to collect eddy current signal in detecting crack size at different number of cycles. And lastly is to evaluate the correlation of fatigue life cycles and magnetic flux intensity. For the scope of project for my thesis is scope 1. This experiment will only be conducted in laboratory scales. And scope 2, the sample is limited to only ferrometal, because the inspection method is using the magnetic flux eddy current method. For the scope 3 is to get a detailed data for the fatigue crack test. The sample is designed according to the STM. And lastly is scope 4, because of there are many ferrous type metal. In my thesis, we will going to use specific steel SAE 1045. For the first step of my thesis is first to get the objective number 1 by conducting the fatigue test for ferromagnetic material, and we separate the test into two types, that is simulation and dead test, and then we analyze the fatigue crack growth until we can collect the eddy current signal in detecting crack size at different number of cycle. Through that, we can analysis on the data collected by eddy current detector and determine the magnetic flux intensity for each phase of fatigue growth. And lastly, we can get the objective number 3 is to evaluate the correlation fatigue life cycle and magnetic flux intensity. And then we can predict the fatigue life through collecting the data and differentiate the fatigue life cycle and the result data. Okay, for my study, for material selection, we are going to use the steel SAE 1045, which are commonly used in a lot of industries, and it is also easy to use in any production, such as welding and assembling and else. So for the composition for the SAE 1045 is 0.044% for copper, 0.039 for sulfur, 0.053% for phosphorus, 0.24 for the silicon, and lastly 0.7% for magnesium. Okay, next we are going to make a specific specimen according to ASTM standard EAM01, which are going to give us the more detail on the strength for this material, and then for the tensile test processes, we are going to use the universal tensile test machine. Okay, next is stress concentration area. This processes is very important because from the concentration area we can get the more details fatigue failure by using the eddy current method, because this stress concentration area is where the fatigue failure location will always occur, so that we can guide the crack to happen on that spot, so that we can use the eddy current method to inspect the failure for more details. So for the specimen, we are going to make a specimen according to the STM E647, which have 3 design. First is single edge crack, second is semicircle notch, and lastly is without notch. Okay, for the design of the fatigue crack growth test, just like I'm explained before, in the stress concentration area, we are going to use the STM E647, which have 3 design, so that we can select the most important design for the specimen, and the most favorite is this for number 1, which are single edge crack, because through this design we can guide the crack to only one spot and then we can easily inspect the crack growth by using the eddy current method. Next is second, semicircle notch, which are second design, and lastly is without notch for the fatigue crack growth test for specimen number 3. Next is load and support, which is applied to the specimen for fatigue crack growth test. As you can see, at the label A is a fixed support which apply onto the right side of the specimen, and for the left side is, as label B, is a load applied, and then it will stretch the specimen so that the crack will happen to the middle of the specimen. Lastly is preliminary result. As you can see at the slide, there are 3 simulations that have been conducted on the 3 specimens according to the STM 647 through the software and SIS R19.2. From this simulation, we can see the stress concentration area which occur when the load apply to the specimen. So for that semester, we're going to use the eddy current method to evaluate the fatigue crack growth on every cyclic load applied. So through this simulation, we can have the easy method to find the location for fatigue crack to occur. So after that, we can predict the fatigue life for the specimen. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much.